Welcome to today's episode on Identity and Access Management in Azure using Azure Entra. Used to be known as Azure Active Directory, but please call it Entra now. In this session, we will cover how Azure Entra ID simplifies identity and access management across your organization. From authentication and secure access to role-based control and advanced governance. We'll explore how Azure Entra can secure and streamline user management. So let's get started. Let's start with an overview of Azure Entra for identity and access management. Azure Entra is a unified identity platform that helps manage identities and access across Azure and hybrid environments too. At the heart of Azure Entra is your Entra ID directory management, which provides this core service for authentication, SSO, that stands for single sign-on, and access management. Everyone will just create a tenant inside it to use the functionality. So what is the core? The core is Entra ID. Used to be called as Azure Active Directory. Now, this gives a lot of functionality. If you want to use it, you have to create a tenant inside it. Now, one key feature of Azure Entra is identity governance, which automates the identity lifecycle. This includes processes like provisioning, access review, and policy management, ensuring that only the right people have the right access at the right time. The next one is conditional access, yet another important feature or functionality of Entra. So it allows you to define rules for access based on user context, location, and device, or maybe device health, ensuring that access is granted securely and only when it is appropriate. Remember, even if you are a global admin, if you do not meet the conditions, even you will be locked out. So conditional access policies, even they are simple to apply, but they are very strong and adds a robust security layer on top of your Azure cloud infrastructure. Now, Azure Entra also offers solutions for managing secure external identities. With B2B, that is business to business, or B2C, that is business to consumer solutions, you can manage access for external users, such as partners or customers, or even contract workers, providing a secure access without compromising your security. Identity protection is another powerful feature of Microsoft Entra ID. Leveraging AI-powered insights, artificial intelligence-powered insights, to detect and respond to identity-based threats, helping you proactively securing your environment. Now, let's discuss how Azure AD connect users to resources across Azure, or how Entra ID connect users across Azure infrastructure. The first concept is SSO, single sign-on. It actually allows users to authenticate once and access multiple resources, whether they're cloud-based or on-premises resources. Well, hybrid identity syncs your on-premises Active Directory users or groups, and even password hashes with Entra ID, creating a seamless experience for users across both environments. Now, for secure access, Azure also helps organization to apply this added security layer of MFA, which is multi-factor authentication, and also conditional access, ensuring that only authorized users are granted access to your sensitive resources. Role-based access control, RBAC, also assigns user a specific role, ensuring they only have access to the resources necessary for their job, implementing that least privilege principle. And the roles can be anything from owner, reader, contributor, or many more. Remember, don't make anyone owner directly. It gives the highest privilege. Now, one more feature set is directory synchronization, which keeps user identity data consistent between your on-premises and cloud environment, ensuring a unified identity experience. Access to SaaS application is also given as a service by Azure Entra ID. It actually helps organization to simplify the access to your service, whether it is a business line of service or application or a custom application, it doesn't matter. And all can be done from a centralized location, that is Entra ID. Yes, you also have to register your application and there are multiple steps to follow, but overall, this functionality is provided by Microsoft Azure. Finally, let's take a closer look at the authentication and authorization. This is actually a model of Azure architecture. Remember, authentication and authorization will follow a specific sequence. Authentication first and authorization comes later. Now, let's go back. Authentication in Azure uses Azure Active Directory or Entra ID. It can also use MFA or some over-the-cloud capable protocols like Auth to verify user identity securely. There are many more protocols. These are just few of the techniques. Now, authorization is managed through RBAC, role-based access control, by assigning users the appropriate permissions to access resources based on their role. And then single sign-on on top of it enhances the user experience, QoS, quality of experience, by allowing user to authenticate once and access multiple resources without needing to log in again and again using different sets of credentials. No, single sign-on, one credential will work. Conditional access also enforces policies based on factors like user location, device health, and risk level, adding an additional layer of security to the access procedure or process. Identity Federation connects Azure AD or Entra ID to external identity providers as well. This can be done on Entra level 2. Now, these external identity providers can be Apple, Google, Facebook, GitHub, and many more. And you can also implement on-premises Active Directory, enabling a seamless and secure identity management experience. There's one more concept, that is JIT. Just-in-time access temporarily grant users an elevated permission when needed, ensuring that users have the right level of access only for a brief period of time or as long as they need it. And after that, the privilege will be revoked, which means your security level will go up eventually. Now, in summary, Azure Entra ID provides a comprehensive solution for managing identities and access across Azure as well as hybrid environments. With tools like Entra ID, conditional access, RBAC, or identity governance. Azure Entra ID enables secure and efficient management of user identities. Also, access control and compliance. It also simplifies user authentication with features such as single sign-on, MFA, while ensuring that your resources are secure through policies and AI-driven insights. Remember, Azure Entra ID also provides a lot of other functionality, like authentication methods, whether it is password or passwordless. Then it have your PIM, privileged identity management. Then you have enterprise application registration, and many more. These were just few of the core functionalities. So that wraps up today's session. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Remember to join NetSoft IT Academy. We do have many more courses which can help you to leverage this education in your career path. Take care.